Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another conversation with invitation to a conversation with your host, Pamela Bailey. And today's guest is Marcus Arbery. Marcus was born in Townsend, Georgia on May the 27th, 1963. He attended Brunswick High School. He went on to get a trade in commercial truck driving at Roadmaster Academy in Augusta, Georgia. He achieved his black belt in martial arts in Atlanta, Georgia. His career is a professional landscaper and truck driver for the pulp mill in Brunswick, Georgia, with Thompson's Industries, which he took a leave of absence when this tragedy happened. He is also involved with Black Lives Matter. I run with Maud Foundation and 223 Foundation. He is involved with several city commissioners and a member of Greater Works Ministry. Good afternoon, Mr. Arbery. How you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Hanging
Thank
in
you.
there.
Thank you again for accepting my invitation to a conversation. For those who know you, they already know who your son Ahmaud Arbery is. But to those who don't, I'm bringing you on to this community so they can understand who he was as a son and as a brother and as a member of this community. And my first question to you is, Ahmaud's birthday is in May. What exact date is it in May?
His birthday the 8th, May the 8th, 1994.
Okay. How many siblings does Ahmaud have?
He didn't have no kids at the time. Brothers and sisters. He got two brothers and sisters.
Two brothers and a sister. And as we
Mhm.
know, his sister just graduated with a master's.
Right.
Mhm. Um, what kind of child was Ahmaud?
Oh, wow. He was a kid that always loved his family. He believed in his family, he loved his family. You know, he was the kind of kid that always wanted to see everybody else happy. He didn't too much was concerned about himself. As long as his family was happy, he was good with that.
Okay. What was his favorite childhood thing to do?
He liked to play them games, and he liked the football. He liked the basketball. Wow, he liked to work out. That was his number one thing he liked to do.
And Ahmaud's favorite food?
Oh, he liked the wings and things like chicken and stuff like that. Him and his sister used to always go and eat wings and stuff like that, hot wings.
Okay. Um, how is Ahmaud's family doing? How is his siblings, you and his mother's doing, and his immediate family doing right now?
We still struggling hard because we missing him and how his life was taken. That's what really hurting us real bad.
Hmm. What do you miss the most about him?
He telling us how he called me every day and tell me how much he loved his family and stuff like that. And now I don't get those calls. That's what really killing me.
Mm. When did Ahmaud get interested in jogging?
At a young age, he got interested in jogging when he started playing football at 6 years old. I signed him up for the reparation when he was 6 years old, and I told him, I said, all right now, can't be crying now when it's time to play football. And when I signed him and his older brother up, they played football and they ain't never looked back no more.
And what was his favorite team? If football's his favorite sport, did he have a favorite football team?
Definitely, he liked the New Orleans Saints. He liked Alvin Kamara. He loved the New Orleans, Drew Brees.
At the time, did Ahmaud have a girlfriend at the time?
Yes, he had a girlfriend.
Is she still in touch with the family? How is she doing?
Yeah, she's doing fine. She still reach out and stay in touch with the family.
Okay. I know this might sound like a crazy question, but the defense brought this up. Why do you think Ahmaud was running in Statilla Shores. And was this a place that he usually ran?
Yes, he ran there regular all the time. He ran through there regular all the time, and it's just those three racial white men just ain't want nobody black that they're running. They seen him multiple times running through there, and you had white people that ran with him. So they know they ran back there, but they just didn't want, they just was on that racial thing and they didn't want a black back there running.
So that particular day, that was not the only day that Ahmaud ran through that neighborhood?
No, ma'am. He ran through there regular. And I found out he had some word with the racial son, and the son kept calling him all kinds of bad word names while he was running through there. So this been going on with the racial dad and them.
And Ahmaud lived in that neighborhood. Didn't he live in walking distance into that neighborhood?
Yes, ma'am, right across the street. His mother.
Have you known anyone, or have you yourself looked in houses or buildings that were under construction?
A bunch of times, because I dreamed. And he had dreams. My boy always told me that he wanted to make enough money so me and his mom ain't had to work no more. He wanted to build us a house like that one day. He had dreams. I done did that many times. Walk in a very house and had dreams of it. Say, wow, I like this house and I wouldn't mind having me one built like this.
Yes, because it seemed like during the case, they made it unusual that someone was looking in a house that didn't have windows or didn't have doors. And I'm guilty of that also. You go in there and look at how something is going to be created or built, or give ideas of how you want your place to look. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Where were you and what were you doing when you received the news that Ahmaud was killed?
I was in Arbery, Florida, driving a truck for Thompson Industrial.
And prior to the video coming out, what were you told that happened to Ahmaud?
The police, this detective Larry, whatever his name is, he told my children's mother that Ahmaud got caught in the house and was struggling over the gun, and he lost his life struggling with somebody inside somebody's house. They've been telling her all kind of lies because it was corruption and cover up. So they told her a lie that he was caught in somebody's house struggling with them with a gun, and that's how he lost his life.
Wow. Okay. How did you feel once that video came out? Everything that was told to you and your family prior to it, that nothing happened similar to what you seen on that video. That was just something they made up because the video told a totally different story.
Right.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts about the defense wanting to put Ahmaud's mental condition in the case?
That got nothing to do with them getting in a truck running behind him, killing him. And for number one thing, they need to check their mental state. What kind of, if you normal, how you jump out of your house with a 357 man and a 12-gauge shotgun and run behind a kid? So something got to be wrong with your mental state. He wasn't bothering y'all. He was running mind his own business. So where your mental was at when you come out your house and jump in the truck and run him down like he was an animal and shoot him down like he was an animal? So you got to look at what was wrong with their mental state. Don't try to judge my boy. But my boy ain't put y'all life in no danger because he left y'all. He running. Mind his own business, working out. So that let me know their mental state was something wrong with their mental state, not his. So they better stop trying to twist stuff around, stop trying to keep something corrupt because they know they were wrong. It really was a racial hate crime. Come on, I'm gonna bring you to business. And anybody that with some eyes out, black people better wake up too. They talking about, race in this town, they better think again. It's deep now.
And during the trial, they brought up many cases that he had prior brushes with the law. But what is your thought about that? Because regardless of what someone has done in the past or whatever, that has nothing to do with what happened that present day. You know what I'm saying? Right.
That's right. What I feel about that there, he paid for what he did. And many times they just harass him for nothing in the house. It really nothing. So many times he didn't even go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Because they know it was razzing them for nothing. You know? So the way I see on that there, his past ain't got nothing to do with what they did. One thing they better check their past. If they'd have been arresting them Michaels and that William Riley boy from the jump, my boy still would have been living. You better think about all the corruption and the cover up they did to keep them from getting arrested by the police. See, white people, they got to understand, they cover up what they do. You got the white race one on this police force. I'm keeping it real because I'm a real brother. I'm going to tell the truth. They keep them from getting arrested. They cover up with them. But our black kids and our black race, they always trying to make us look bad. Well, we black people ain't never done worse stuff than they done. They done every crime in the book. My boy ain't never killed nobody. So whatever he can do, that can be overcome. But his life talking, he can't come back no more. Check his record. Amadi ain't never killed nobody.
Do you think that they seen him run in that neighborhood before that they targeted him, or is there any other conclusion why they picked Ahmaud to do this type of crime to?
Yes, they target him because he's a black man. White people went in that building. Why they ain't target them and shoot them down? That's why. I'm glad the feds jumped in there and gave him that racial hate crime.
Yes. So right now, most of the time during this trial, they are using his past as a character assassination, and you just explained that in depth, that they're using that as a defense to make themselves look innocent for the crime that they did. But they're not even the judge or the jury to decide what should be his punishment should be.
There you go.
One of the things that is disturbing is many disturbing things about that video. One of the disturbing things was the fact that they try to say that he started the altercation with the son, with Gregory McMichael's son. But we all see in that video that Ahmaud clearly was going to go to the left and hesitated and went to the right. And when he was going towards that stop sign, he got shot. Is that not true? And that's when he first attempted to defend himself.
Right. One thing about it, anybody with some sense, the video tells it all. My boy got tired of running. He tried his best to avoid them all he can. Come on, anybody with some sense, ain't no jury in this world, unless they ain't right, gonna let these men talk about self-defense. How is self-defense when somebody running from you? My boy got tired of running, and he didn't have no choice. Well, they're gonna kill me. I got to try to do what I can to live.
Well, the video clearly shows that we that he's a runner, and the video clearly showed that they blocked that exit for him not to get out.
All right, baby. There you go.
That subdivision.
Right.
I can't do anything about the case, but I'm only going by what I seen in the video. And surely they knew that that was the only exit out.
Right.
And that exit was blocked.
Right.
Do you think that the officers that were in the video will be charged too, especially the one that had the towel and wiped the blood off of him and sat over him while he was still breathing? Are they going to be brought to trial?
They need to. I don't see why. Because my boy breathed for 14 minutes and they ain't getting him no kind of paramedics help. They let him sit there and bleed out and die. So why shouldn't they not be charged? They need to be just like them ones there, trial about people in charge, aiding and abiding. So they need to be brought on, all them officers who were there, because they sit there and let my boy die. Because you swear on an oath to serve and protect. They on that racial thing too, because you sit there and let my baby die on that hot concrete. He was breathing for 14 minutes and they didn't get him no help. So they need to be charged too. They need to be right in that jail, right beside the Mike Michaels. Jackie Johnson too, Barney, all of them. because all of them were running corruption ring. All of them was in that corruption, racial corruption ring together. So all of them need to be charged.
Prior to Ahmaud's death, what was his occupation?
He worked with Beacon, washing them big old trucks at Beacon.
Okay. Okay. Out there on the spur, out there on exit 29?
Out there, right where his mama stayed at. Yep, he right around the corner from where his mama stayed at.
What kind of relationship did you and Ahmaud have as father and son?
Oh, good, excellent. I talk to my boy every day. If you check his phone was on my bill. I kept his phone right because he at the time all you want to do is work out. And so his phone called me every day. I talk to my boy every day. Every single day I talk to him.
Okay, before this tragedy happened to you personally, we as African Americans often hear about deaths among Black people from police and other citizens, and you thought one way and believed one way. Has your ideal and thoughts about America and the death of Black Americans from the police officers and other citizens have changed since it happened to you personally?
Definitely. With all this racing that go on, I do not trust them. I do not trust. I won't even call them. If I had a problem, I handle my own affairs because I don't trust them. What I seen, what they did to my kid, I do not trust them. I don't want those folk around my family or nothing. I want them people to stay away from my family because I'm gonna tell you something. As a real Black man, they don't fear me. They do not fear me at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't want those folks around my family. With that racing, and y'all, our Lord, and serving, protecting them, doing it like that, what do we need y'all for? We do not need y'all. Our Black people better wake up. I'm just being real with it. They better wake up. Those folks are not to protect us. They on that racing, baby, I'm telling you. Us Black people better pull together because they come to kill us and they're gonna let us die.
Do you think across the cities that officers and the way they train the officers, you feel like they will ever get it right? Or do you think that do you think that they'll ever get it right? Do you think that we will ever come to a time where we don't have to deal with um officers' death on Black folks and what happened to your son from other cities?
Never. I'm being real with never. I'm gonna tell you something, babe. I'm gonna say this simple. A rattlesnake is a snake you can't train. I don't care how much you feed that rattlesnake gonna still bite you. That's how racing is. Only way you're gonna get rid of a rattlesnake, you got to cut his head off. I'm being real with it. It ain't gonna stop him. I'm gonna tell you something. They know the cape sticking out like a sore thumb. So they wearing suit ties now. They in out, they air well. But one thing about I respect the Ku Klux Klan because no, I respect them because they wearing the sheet. They let you know I do not like Black people. And you know with common sense to stay away from them kind of people. And you know with common sense, they come to you, you better be ready to handle your business. And you better not be scared. That's how I am. See, I've been ready eye for an eye. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. The police are gonna protect me. You bring your Ku Klux Klan back to my house, and you think I ain't gonna handle you? I'm gonna handle you in any means, busting everything I got to do. I'm telling you, because that's how it is with those folks. Those folks come to kill you. They ain't come to make no peace with you. Those folks, it's in their blood to hate. Ain't nothing you can do but that protect yourself.
And one thing that I believe what makes it so polarizing is, as you said, way back to Emmett Till, way back when they killed those civil rights people in Mississippi, we didn't have the technology that we had today. And all we had was their word and not the word of the deceased. We only had
Right,
the words of the officers or the investigators that had it.
right.
Do you think by us having this technology that it made the situation worse when we see it, or do you think that it's going to make it better by us seeing it? You know, because sometimes we see in these videos they can alter them, you know, and that's the only way that you can get the true visual picture of what happened. And I think that by us actually seeing it on videos now and on television, that it has touched our soul either deeper because we can actually feel that compassion. Um, if you could change one thing in the world or your community, what would it be?
I will change this police force out here. I will make sure you don't have sick racial police on the force. And I'll tell my people they better pull together and fight this bad racism that's going on. Because if you don't stand up, nothing, you're gonna fall for anything. And how they've been doing our people all these years, black people got to wake up and start sticking together and fight. I'm telling you, because if we don't, we got a long way to go. You know, it's a good start now. I look at the dead childbirth trial. He got found guilty, but it should have given more time than that. But it's a start for us. But we still got a long way to go. We cannot let the gas up.
If you could, if you could change the way the policemen are taught, what would be your one thing that, let me ask you this. How do you think we could weed out the bad cops? They do background checks. So how do you think will be a way that they can weed out the bad policemen? Because we can't wait until they do something like this because then it's too late, you know, like George Floyd. So what do you think would be the one thing that we can teach our policemen or show our policemen to weed out the bad policemen?
Keep their cameras on, and I'm talking about the good ones know who the bad ones. They'll point them out. You know, they can't just sit back and don't point them out. Because I'm gonna tell you something, they're making them look bad too. If you ain't bad, they're making you look bad too. I'm telling you, point them out. Because you know you got to look at it. You got to look at that. That's why corruption been going on in that county police for so long. When the county police see, you don't see no black officers. You always see whites all together. They stick together. When they're doing corruption and stuff like that, they all together stick together. So when you don't never see no black officer in the middle of that, you're in trouble. If you do see a black, he got to be scared. He's scared of his job, and he's scared of them cops, them white police. I'm just being real with you. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you see one in there, he's scary.
Right.
He like what you call a Jim Crow, or Uncle Tom. I'm telling you, I'm being real with you because I'm a real brother. I ain't scared of you.
Right.
I'm just telling you the truth.
And what words would you have for police officers that stand by, as in the case of Ahmaud Arbery, and didn't do anything? You know, because you can be on your job and, you know, they had the other police officers and no one stood up and said, hey, this is wrong, stop it. What do you think should be trained for them to speak? Because I think they do that to save their job or not be a part of that case. So how would you think would be a good idea that we could get them to speak up and have some humanity for the job that they took on?
If one thing about it, if they're involved, if they don't say nothing, they're just as worse as the person that did the crime. So how I think they ought to handle them is fine and take all their pension from them. Kick them off the force. Don't let them get, I'm talking about ruin them for good. Because if you're bad on one force, you're gonna go somewhere else and get a job, you're bad there too. That's a rattlesnake. So you got to cut a rattlesnake head all the way off.
So you saying charge the ones who stand by and do nothing just as deep as you charge the actual suspect in the case.
Right. Bingo.
What words do you have for Black Americans living in America with racism being the forefront of many topics and situations?
What I got from, keep your eyes on the prize And I'm gonna tell you something, don't let them get you in a place where you're uncomfortable at.
Right.
And if you see them pulling you over, don't stop till you go where you see a lot of people at. A lot of light. And make sure they got their cameras on. All times. I'm telling you, listen to what I'm saying. Don't turn them off at all times. Make sure you get around some people and make sure all of them got their cameras on. Because I'm gonna tell you something, the rest of them are gonna take your phone from you. And then you're gonna be fenceless. So pull where a lot of people at, about least, like they done George Floyd. See how that little young girl kept her cameras on? She helped that case. So keep your cameras on. Don't turn your cameras off. Go around people that got cameras, about 5 or 6 people with cameras on. You can't take all their cameras. So you got to be smart and use common sense. Don't have a bunch of books with no common sense now. Because if you got more book sense than common sense, you're gonna get destroyed by that racial devil.
What was Ahmad's dreams and goals for the future as far as family and career?
He want to go in the NFL. He wanted to go in the NFL, and then he wanted to be a professional fighter. He always was in the professional field. He wanted to be something professional.
Boxing, MMA, wrestling, which one?
Right.
All of them?
All of them. He tried them all because that's the heart he had.
What do you want to say to people that say they have lived in Brunswick all their lives and they don't think racism exists in Brunswick or Glenn County?
They crazy. Crazy and scary.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Scary people. If you black, it can hit your home, and then guess what? What you gonna do then? Yeah, it's Mr. Smith, black guy. He just had a racist experience. Some white dude ran behind him, tried to kill him for nothing. Greg Smith daddy. Yeah, right here on 341. Yeah, and trying to cover that up. And if they don't believe racism exists around here, I tell you what, let them keep sitting home. Sitting home and like you in the blind don't know what's going on. Tap on your door. I tell you what, when they tap on your door, you better be ready.
Do you think that they are numb to it or ignorant of it or deny it because their race does not experience what we experience? So they think that it's non-existence? Because I'm trying to figure out what do they consider racism? You know, what is their terminology for racism? You know, because when we see things and hear things and we call it racism, some of them tell us that that's not racism, that we play the race card. But we can see it, we can smell it, and we know the signs of racism.
And now, and them ignorant, scary people. You know what I'm saying? You go in that bank, you can't get a loan. You got white people that got bankrupt 4 or 5 times, still going to get money. It's everywhere. You ain't even got a bankrupt or nothing. You might don't miss a bill on a little function note and talking about you can't get a loan. But you got white people got 4 and 5 bankrupt. And then when black people got hit the bankrupt, they changed the laws.
Well, I think the laws were never in place for us.
All right. Come on, baby. You know what time it is.
Okay. Mr. Arbery, how are you feeling and how are you coping with the loss of your son, Ahmad, right now?
Still sad, hurt, broke down, but I'm strong. I'm strong, and I'm gonna maintain strong for him. Because one thing about me, I'm a real man, and I'm gonna do what I have to do to get justice for him. I'm gonna make sure those 3 men and those officers that stand around watch him die pay for what they did to him. I'm telling you, they're gonna pay. That's the reason I'm staying strong and holding up. And I'm gonna maintain strong because that's how I've been raised. I ain't been raised on the weak side of the bed.
We just celebrated Father's Day. How was this past Father's Day for you? And how did you celebrate it?
It was rough because my boy be calling me talking about Happy Father's Day, asking me what I'm gonna do, and he be trying to put some meat on the grill for me or something. So it was rough for me because that's how he rolled. Hard days kind, he ain't gonna miss that call calling me. He ain't gonna miss it. If he don't call me today, tomorrow he'll call me. That's how he rolls. Now I can't hear from my boy, and these people tell me they want to get out of jail. I can't see my boy no more. He gone. You had a chance to think. All you had to do is let him keep running. You jump in a truck and follow him like he was an animal with a 12-gauge shotgun, a 357 Magnum, and now y'all talking about it's justified. What's justified about that? All you had to do is leave him alone. He wasn't bothering y'all. But that's that racial hate thing. That's that racial hate thing. And anybody that see some right in them, see that ain't right. If I was to run every man down that 1 pair of miles and kill him, that ain't right. They run past my house. It'd be a lot of white men dead if they run through him. If I was to do that.
Yeah, but we're not going to do that. We're going to let God handle it for us.
That's why we the black people got to put a stop to it. We can't let you kill our people because you're on that race and hate. We got to put a stop to it. One way or other, it got to stop.
What is your favorite phrase, scripture, or testimony that keeps you grounded every day?
Psalm 91.
Yep. Sit in the hands of the Lord. Let me pull that up for you. Sit in the bosom of the Lord.
But guess what? God is good. Because the man I am, I supposed to have tore this whole town up. God told me to sit still and let me fight your battle this time.
Psalms 91 says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him I will trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shall thy trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come near thee. Only with these eyes shall they behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no fear, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come near thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest they dash their foot against the stone. They shall tread upon the lion and adder. The young lion and the dragon shall thou trample under feet, because he has set his love upon me. Therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known of my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. Mr. Arbery, I think that is the most profound scripture for you to keep abreast, to keep you grounded, because in your anger, you're going to need to hear God's voice.
That's right.
So you will not go out there and seek revenge on yourself.
That's right. But you know what, baby? I'm being real with you. When it comes to my turn, I would die for him.
Sure we will.
I will step in the front of the bullet for mine.
Sure we will.
So that letting that devil know what you're dealing with. I'm just glad God told me to sit still.
Yeah.
Because one thing about me, I know how to bring the business to you.
Mhm.
I know how to bring the business to you. Don't think I don't. I don't care nothing about your National Guard y'all bring in here. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you don't stand up for something right and you believe in, you're going to fall for anything. When it comes to your kid dying for nothing, that's something you got to stand up and fight for. But guess what? I'm going to fight you in a different way. I'm going to fight you in God.
Yep.
This time I'm going to let God work it.
Mhm.
Because I usually take stuff in my own hand and work it. But guess what? God told me to sit still. I'm going to work this one for you.
You
So,
got to be obedience in his word. You got to be
all right.
obedience in his word.
All right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, Mr. Arbery, um, my condolences and sympathy to you and your family. This was a tragedy that happened in this area, and I'm so sorry that it happened. Um, so on that note, I just hope that with all that you are doing, and I run with Mod and all the fundraisers and everything we have, that change is coming. Change will come. It's a
Yes.
slow process, but
Mhm.
change is happening as we speak. Okay,
Yes.
it,
Yes.
it, it is happening.
Yes.
What would you like to say to the viewing audience before we sign off for the day?
I just want to tell them, everybody that supported my family in this hard, tragic time, losing my son, I just want to tell them thank you. And I just want to tell them to keep on fighting for our race because it's been a long time for us. We've been treated so wrong for so long. And God tired of it. That's why he's doing the things he's doing. He's bringing all of them to justice now. And we just got to keep the gas on. We still got a long road to go,
Yes.
but we got to keep on fighting. Keep on fighting, and them bad ones, we got to point them out before they do something else devastating bad. Because there's a bunch of more bad ones out there. But guess what? God pulling them out the head. We just sit still and keep praying to God. God gonna get them. They pull them out the head. And we got to make all them ones that do wrong, that walk around killing these black people, nothing. Let them be counted for. Put them away a long time. You know what I'm saying? Punish them like you punish the black people, because ain't nobody above the law. You got to be punished just like everybody else be punished. You know what I'm saying? And then when they do it like that, things gonna get better. It's gonna get better for us black people, but we still got a long way to go.
God said as he will bless us as long as we keep the faith and do not faint.
Right, there you go. Yeah.
If you faint not, your blessing will come.
All right, sister.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Arbery.
You're very welcome.
Continue to have a blessed day. We know the trial is coming up in October, right?
Yes.
Yes. And to my listening viewers, tune in to next Saturday, July the 3rd, and I will have Brunswick City Manager Regina McDuffie. Thank you, and continue to have a blessed week. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Arbery. Peace.
All right. All right. Thank you too. Love you too. All right.